The observatory says it may issue the standby signal number 1 as early as tonight as super typhoon Mangkhut heads towards Hong Kong. It still has to pass over the north of the Philippines before it enters the South China Sea. The eye of the typhoon is now expected to come ashore in the northern province of Cagayan very early tomorrow morning. Here's our Manila correspondent Alan Robles.
3 million people are directly at risk, but the typhoon is at least 900 kilometers wide, so the typhoon could affect the whole eastern coastline of Luzon, and it will bring floods, landslides, mudslides, storm surges. It will destroy buildings and roads, and it will literally blot out power and communications infrastructure. We've experienced this before, and we expect it to happen again. And this is a super typhoon. Last night, the wind speeds were approaching 270 kilometers per hour. So people are going to expect that it's going to be much worse.
The government here says it'll open 48 emergency shelters once the strong wind signal number 3 is issued. Mangkhut is expected to be closest to Hong Kong on Sunday. And as Leung Wing Mo from the Hong Kong Meteorological Society explains, it may not weaken much after crossing the Philippines.
Right now, the intensity is estimated to be 240 kilometers per hour. And then after crossing Luzon, after crossing the Philippines, the maximum wind speed dropped to 205. So there is some degree of weakening of that typhoon. But because the South China Sea is a big ocean and there is still ample chances for the typhoon to re-intensify. And the other thing is that even as now it's forecast to be around 200 kilometers south-southwest of Hong Kong at the closest approach. We have examples in the past history that even at such distances, super typhoons can still wreak havoc in Hong Kong.
The Chief Executive, Carrie Lam, says the government is making all the necessary preparations ahead of the onslaught of Super Typhoon Mangkhut. She urged those living in low-lying areas such as Tai O and Lei Yu Mun to take all precautionary measures against possible flooding. She added that the government will arrange for coaches to evacuate Tai O residents if there's a need. Mrs. Lam stressed her administration isn't taking any chances.
5點，雷霆881新聞報導。現在由許敬軒報道新聞。超強颱風山竹逼近，天文台助理台長鄭楚明話：山竹星期六會橫過呂宋北部進入南海，佢嘅路徑同埋中心風力可能會受到呂宋地形影響而改變，但山竹嘅環流廣闊，預計對廣東沿岸構成威脅。預測本港星期日天氣明顯轉壞，發出8號熱帶氣旋警告信號嘅機會相當高。
講得啱啊！呢個即係山竹咧係一個相當之強嘅超強颱風啦嚇。咁如果跟而家嘅路徑同埋預測咧，佢就會係禮拜日嘅時間咧，就令到我哋嘅天氣咧就明顯咁樣轉壞嘅。咁啊至於話掛風球咧，就去到禮拜日嘅時間，如果照而家嘅評估咧，就掛到8號風球嘅機會當然係相當高嚇。咁至於話會唔會係更高風球，即係9號啊、10號咧？咁呢個就要視乎兩樣嘢啦。好似正話所講啦，因為呢個山竹咧，佢要聽日咧佢先至過呢個呂宋北面啊。咁佢北面嘅即係過北面嘅時間咧，佢嘅強度啊，同埋佢嗰個移動路徑咧，其實都可以受到影響嘅。咁就所以咧就都要睇翻即係屆時即係禮拜日啦，佢究竟有幾近香港啦，同埋佢嗰個嘅強度會唔會有變化啊？咁但係咧就喺呢刻當然就唔可以即係排除任何嘅可能。咁就無論如何咧，即係個風力咧當日應該都會相當之強勁嘅。咁所以咧就都係即係嗰句嚇，即係呼籲大家咧就盡早做好所有嘅防風防雨嘅措施。
天氣報告。超強颱風山竹嘅外圍下沉氣流正為廣東帶嚟酷熱天氣。本港方面，下午部分地區氣溫上升至33度左右。下晝4點，超強颱風山竹集結喺馬尼拉之東北偏東，大約520公里，預料向西北或者西北偏西移動，時速大約28公里，移向呂宋北部並進入南海。 今晚同聽日天氣預測大致天晴以及酷熱，局部地區有幾陣驟雨同雷暴。聽日有煙霞，氣溫介乎27至35度，吹輕微至和緩東北風。聽日稍後風勢增強，海有大浪同湧浪。展望星期日天氣惡劣，有風暴潮，海有巨浪。星期一稍後風勢逐漸減弱，但仍然會有狂風大驟雨。酷熱天氣警告現正生效，氣溫31度，相對濕度72%。華南海域天氣報告警報：南澳以南以及汕尾以南吹烈風，香港鄰近海域、香港以南、沙堤以南、海南島東南沿岸吹強風。天氣概況喺下晝4點，超強颱風山竹集結喺北緯17.0度，東經125.1度附近，中心附近最高持續風速約為每小時240公里。預料山竹向西北或者係西北偏西移動，時速大約28公里，移向呂宋北部並進入南海。24小時內各區天氣預測：香港鄰近海域吹東北風4至5級，漸轉6級，有煙霞，稍後有幾陣雨同雷暴，海有中浪，後轉大浪。南澳以南以及汕尾以南吹東北風5至6級，後轉8至9級，海有中至大浪，後轉非常大浪至巨浪。香港以南吹東北風5至6級，後轉7級，海有中至大浪。其後48小時天氣展望：吹東北風8至9級，漸轉吹旋風12級，稍後有頻密狂風大驟雨同雷暴。
下晝6點，歡迎收聽傍晚新聞天地，主持嘅係張子欣同黃佩珊。
天文台預料星期日發出8號信號嘅機會相當高，政府舉行跨部門會議，商討應對超強颱風山竹。
超強颱風山竹逼近，政府跨部門舉行記者會，交代風暴情況同應變措施。天文台助理台長鄭楚明話：山竹未來2日掠過呂宋北部之後，強度同路徑都會受到影響。預料本港星期日天氣會顯著轉壞，發出8號信號嘅機會相當高。掛到8號風球嘅機會當然相當高嚇。咁至於話會唔會係即係更高風球，即係9號啊、10號呢？咁呢個就要視乎兩樣嘢啦。呢個山竹呢，佢要聽日呢，佢先至過呢個呂宋北面啊，即係過北面嘅時間呢，佢嘅強度啊，同埋佢嘅移動路徑呢，其實都可以受到影響嘅。咁啊，雖然呢，我哋預計佢過呂宋北部嘅時間呢，係會有所減弱啊，咁但係減弱之後呢，我哋相信佢進入呢個南中國海呢，就依然係會係維持喺一個即係超強颱風嗰個級別嘅嚇。咁所以呢，就對我哋嘅威脅呢，即係仍然係會存在。領導跨部門會議嘅保安局局長李家超話，應對山竹嘅安全係數比舊年天鴿襲港嘅時候更加高。
呢個係包括人手嗰方面嘅。咁即係話，以前我哋對付例如天鴿，我哋喺某一個數目方面所處理嘅呢，今次要比天鴿更高，個安全係數更加提升。
行政長官林鄭月娥話：特區政府嚴陣以待，呼籲市民喺風暴期間唔好外出同去海邊。
係希望將呢一次嘅颱風影響香港嘅損害咧係減到最低。咁但係我真係希望市民留意嗰個風暴嘅情況，喺風暴期間呢，就留喺室內啦，就唔好再去出街，更加唔好去做一啲話去觀浪啊、衝浪啊，或者去睇啲大潮啊呢啲行為啦。
佢又話：天文台發出3號強風信號之後，政府緊急監察及支援中心會盡快運作，風暴過後亦都會做好善後工作。香港電台記者林漢山報導。
本港地區嘅天氣預報。廣東沿岸地區天色普遍晴朗，喺晚上8點，超強颱風山竹集結喺馬尼拉之東北大約450公里，預料向西北或者西北偏西移動，時速約28公里，移向呂宋北部並且進入南海。本港地區今晚同埋聽日天氣預測係大致天晴同埋酷熱，但係有煙霞。明日稍後有幾陣驟雨同埋雷暴，氣溫介乎27至35度，吹輕微至和緩東北風。明日稍後風勢增強，海有大浪同埋湧浪。展望星期日天氣惡劣同埋有風暴潮，海有巨浪。星期一稍後風勢逐漸減弱，但係仍然有狂風大驟雨。現時室外氣溫係29度，相對濕度75%。 酷熱天氣警告現正生效。跟住係華南海域天氣報告。警報：南澳以南同埋汕尾以南吹暴風，香港以南吹烈風，香港鄰近海域同埋沙堤以南吹強風。天氣概況：喺晚上7點，超強颱風山竹集結喺北緯17.4度、東經124.3度附近，其中心附近最高持續風速約為每小時240公里。預料山竹向西北或者西北偏西移動，時速約28公里，移向呂宋北部並且進入南海。24小時內各區天氣預測：香港鄰近海域吹東北風4至5級，稍後6至7級，局部地區有驟雨同埋雷暴。明日有煙霞，海有中浪，後轉大浪。南澳以南同埋汕尾以南吹東北風5至6級，稍後10至11級。稍後有頻密狂風大驟雨同埋雷暴，海有中至大浪，後轉巨至非常巨浪。其後48小時天氣展望：吹東北風8至9級，東部達10至到11級，漸轉吹旋風12級，有頻密狂風大驟雨同埋雷暴。